Konnichiwa, Ohayo. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 48 of the Tiny Disc Podcast, a show about 6 Japanese people that live in the woods. I'm Robert Scarpanito, and I'm joined here by the Sugoi Jack Cepeda.
Wagyu beef, everybody. Hi.
And the Subarashi Colin Sparling.
Super. I'm proud of you, Rob. You're getting, I think, almost all, if not all of your pronunciations right.
Bitch, I'm from Korea.
Bitch, I'm Korean.
Yeah.
But yes, back by popular demand. Welcome back to the Terrace Spoilercast. Guys, before we get the show started, I have a confession. I have a confession. So, you know how, like, all the kids nowadays are going crazy about this whole sparkling water thing? You know, your LaCroix and your Dasani sparkling water and shit.
Is that the hottest craze going on in town right now?
It's like, I feel like it kind of is.
Have
like
you joined the sparkling dark side?
I have to admit that I have, but
Whoa.
I have not joined the LaCroix side. I'm on this like Dasani sparkling stuff. It's because it was available at work. I started drinking and I was like, you know, it doesn't taste very good, but like some of the flavors taste okay. But it's like, I'm so used to just drinking nothing but coffee and water that it's like, it's an alternative and it's something different and it's something somewhat fruity and there's nothing in it. Like there's no sweetener. There's no nothing. There's a little bit of sodium, but it's like hardly even there.
I don't know what this
has. It's just
has.
Carbonated water with a little bit of fruit juice. That's all it is.
I don't know what this has to do with Terrace House, but I am on Team Topo Chico. Just throwing that out there.
Jesus.
Topo Chico?
Yeah.
Can I just call you Colin Sparkling from now on?
Oh, wow. It was all build up to this, guys.
Colin Sparkling TM.
Yep,
Wow.
that's the end of our show. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
So, Terrace House Opening New Doors Part 2 dropped on Netflix last Wednesday, sometime middle of last week. So, we, all three of us here at the Tiny Disc Show, have binged it. And we're ready to just kind of go through each episode and kind of recap everything that happened and laugh at the goofs and, you know, remind ourselves about how fucking weird this part was in so many good ways. So I mean, I guess it's like a recap, right? Episode 9 starts out with the same 6 members that were from the first part, right? But it doesn't end that way, right?
No, not at all. And honestly, like, so we got the hint leaving off from episode 8 that Yuudai was thinking of leaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And so like, and all of his friends, like to recap a little bit, all of his friends were like, dude, like the fuck. Like he's like, yeah, I'm leaving because like nobody agrees with me, and my ex totally like wants to get back with me, and all of his friends are like, no, she doesn't.
I gotta admit, I am so gonna miss Yuudai. I really miss him already, in fact.
I mean, it's because, you know, when you don't have a villain to hate, what do you have?
Oh man, so that was kind of the segue that they left us on, right? Was like, what's Yuudai gonna do? You know, and then I don't know. Did they started pretty early, right? In the next episode, in episode 9, she's the MVP with the goodbyes, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, I mean, so there's a bit of build up where Mizuki finally decides like, oh, I'm leaving. Because like that wasn't really.
She tells Tsubasa in the girls' room.
Yeah, because that wasn't hinted at. It was just kind of like all of a sudden, like for her, like, oh, guys, I gotta leave. Like work's calling me. Like
what a character arc for her as well too. She just like comes on the show, is kind of boring, doesn't do a lot. You know, goes on a couple, you know, hangs out with a couple people outside, but then gets back with her ex, has the booty call, and then she's off the show. Yeah, like what the hell did you even do?
It was kind of lame. Like, so I'm kind of glad that she left. I feel like she didn't really contribute much anyway. But they did have that, like, that final day, right? Where Yuudai finally fucking cooks for people.
Yep. He fucking has, like, his magnum opus where he's, like, gonna go all out and make this, like, insanely good meal. And then he caps it off by saying, yeah, I'm leaving. Bye, guys.
Yeah, I know. He wanted to be wanted, right? That's what that was. He's like, this is what I could really do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so,
fuck you guys. Now I'm leaving.
Yeah, so I
just proved myself,
dinner,
but now I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, that's when Mizuki was like, she told everyone at the table, like, oh, I'm leaving. And she gave this like really heartfelt, like she was crying, like laughing while crying. It was like, you know, work's calling. I have to go. Like, I can't be having fun right now. I know I need to work. And then Yuudai fucking like. And then
Yuudai.
Also, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
With this weird fucking laugh and just like, yeah, I'm leaving. And everyone's like, don't fucking laugh. What?
Yeah, it was so weird. And then Taka, right, called his shit out. called his bullshit out and laid it to bear. And he's like, I just hope you're not running.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I hope you're not running away.
Yeah, he's like, as a matter of fact, that's exactly what he's doing. And then the bullshit excuse he put to, he's like, well, it just doesn't, I can't remember exactly what he said, but something like, it just isn't right to my girlfriend to live with 3 other girls. Do you remember
Yeah, it was something like that. And
oh yeah, oh my
ass.
God, I almost forgot
You
about that because
clown.
I remember the part too where he was like, I just don't feel like I can progress myself as a person here and blah blah blah, and like as a man, and I'm like, oh, get the fuck out, like bye.
He also said something like, you guys are helping me too much. I can't become independent.
Oh, that's
You guys
that's what it
helping
was.
me.
Dude,
God.
this man literally spent the night previous laying next to his pandas thinking about what his excuse was going to be to leave. You know? And he's like, oh, I know. I got to honor my ex-girlfriend that doesn't want me back anyways.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Oh my God.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to miss this man because he is such a walking train wreck of a human being. It's so awesome, and he's gone now.
And even the part where like Taka was like, oh, I really hope you're not running away. It just completely went over his head. He didn't even really respond to it.
Right,
It's
yeah.
like he didn't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit, I guess I am. Fuck, like, what a guy.
I feel like, because I've seen a lot of Terrace House. That might be one of the first times where I felt like I really don't give a shit that you're leaving. You know, like every time when someone's leaving, they give like a good reason, and you're kind of like, oh, I get it. Now it's time for you to go. For him, it's like you're just lying through your teeth. You don't believe any of the words you're saying. You live in your own little bubble.
Right.
It really was bittersweet, like the true meaning of bittersweet for me, because I really wanted him out of there because I hated him, but at the same time, I loved hating him. And I loved seeing like how much more of a train wreck his life could be. And I don't know, maybe it was like, you know, like negative comparisons or whatever, but
It makes you feel better about yourself.
maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but
he's like the polar opposite of Honda-san
Oh yeah.
from Boys and Girls
yeah.
right,
in the city.
right, for sure.
So
Something else happens at dinner.
What else happens at dinner, Jack?
Doesn't Shion give Tsubasa the charm?
Yes, he does.
Does that happen at that? Yeah, it does.
Because like it's like the next day or whatever, sometime later. Tsubasa has that big game, that big tournament, right, for hockey.
She ties it on her hockey pants, the charm from the gods.
And it's just like a victory, good luck charm, which is like, that's like kind of common in Japan to see those charms.
I'll admit, guys, though, my heart fluttered a beat there when he did that for her. I was like, oh, this dude likes her.
Dude, that guy is smoother than a baby's bottom.
At this point in the show, right? We'll get to it later, but at this point in the show, I'm like, oh, he likes her.
Yeah,
it's going to be a thing.
And who knows if it's because of the charm or if it's because of the support, but then she like dominates that fucking hockey game the next day, right? Like
who saw that coming? I mean, I knew she was good, but like, what was like 8 goals in 2 games or 3 games?
Dude,
she
was like, look, she was like the LeBron James of the ice out
she
there.
Was
like, it was
killing
ridiculous.
the game. I was shocked. I was expecting her. She wanted to score 3 goals, and I was like, oh, that's by anyone's standards, that's ambitious in hockey. Okay, I played hockey, right? 3 goals is ambitious already. I was like, wow, okay, well, she's hopeful. No, she goes and puts up like 5 points here, 3 points there. Like, damn.
Yeah, and then
just killing it.
She's treating it like, oh, I lost count. Like I wasn't even counting, you know, kind of like, oh, it's whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you hold your hand out, right, and hold a little kid like away, and they're swinging their fists at you, and they can't hit you, and then you just like kick them in the shins. That's kind of like what Tsubasa was like on the ice there. It just seemed like everyone was 10 steps behind her.
Oh, for sure.
And afterwards, everybody like greeted her after the game, and everyone's kind of in shock. They're like, "Holy shit!"
Seriously,
everyone's like, kind of. They're like, I don't know how many goals you scored. They're like trying to count on their fingers. They're like, I have no idea.
Yeah. And can we talk about like how big of a smile Shion had on his face that whole time that she was like owning it on the court? He was just like so happy and proud.
I mean, that's cool, but it's like it's kind of like gender role reversals in a way. You know what I mean? You don't usually see the dude model watching the jock girl. You know what I mean? Like kill it at sports. It's just a different flip for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting for sure. Yeah. So I think that's it for episode 9, right, guys?
Well, yeah. So episode 9 kind of ends with, because like now Mizuki and Yuudai are gone. They took the cab. They're away.
We get the new.
It ended with previews of 2 characters. One who looked like she just moved out of her apartment, like she just packed everything up, And there's like that longing shot of her fucking looking at the double bed or like the full size king size bed, which was fucking great. And then we have like a singer, like a musician, right? Who seems pretty chill, and he just like told his bandmates in the studio like, "Hey, I'm going to Terrace house." And then come episode 10, we meet both of them.
How weird was that Sienna transition though, where she's like
Seina?
longingly looking Sienna. I'm sorry, I'm gonna mess up her name this whole show, so just get used to it. But like where she looks at that empty spot in the bed all longingly. She has a nice apartment too. I was like, oh, that's pretty, modern apartment. And
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that shot, like when I saw it at the end of episode 9, I was like, oh man, is she like a widower or something? Like, is this about to be like
dark? I mean, it was like really depressing.
Yeah, like what?
I was like, what the hell is this?
Did someone die? Yeah.
And fucking Seina walks through the door, and I'm just like, oh god.
I was like, I was like, I had to do a double take. She walked through the door. I was like, that kind of looks like Seina?
So I've only seen,
and they're like, oh shit, Seina. Oh fuck.
So I've only seen like, I think she came back in like Aloha State or something and visited like one episode or something like that. And
Hagumi.
And what she always does, Hagumi. And what she always does is like she has alcohol, right? And she always gets like plastered drunk, right? That's kind of her brand. And so I didn't know that. I never saw any of the Terrace House episodes where she like actually lived in the house. Have you seen those, Robert?
No, that's the season that's not on Netflix.
So what? Okay, so what was like? So you had a negative reaction though by seeing her?
I never liked her. I mean, every time I saw her when she came on the show, like when she came onto Aloha State, right? It was just kind of like, oh, it seems like they just needed someone to kind of spark some kind of drama to like get the ball rolling. But just my impression of her then was just,
to be fair.
Right, but my impression of her then was just that she thinks she's the shit. She thinks everyone loves her. Oh, hug me and all that shit. And it's like, oh, God, that's so
annoying. She just seems like a fucking whirlwind.
Yeah.
Like, everything she goes, she just destroyed, like, everything is nothing is left unscathed in her path. She's my favorite part of that Tsubasa and Ami's reaction of her coming in, because they know exactly who the fuck she is. Like, everyone, all the other guys were like, who? Oh, and then the girls are like, fuck. Like they sprint back to the room and they're like batting down the fucking hatches, like shit's about to come through.
Dude, they were like, closet space, make closet space for her.
I think Asana Moore is kind of like the life of the party type, not necessarily like the whirlwind. Like, what was her name in Aloha State? Sherry.
Oh, Sherry was
like she's the whirlwind.
I think Sherry was terrible.
She's the one that leaves the path of destruction behind her. I feel like more so than Seina. I think that Seina's more just kind of like she just drinks a lot. Like that's kind of all she does. She's got the sideways swirl, right? Which is, by the way, okay. I understand that is flashy to swirl your wine sideways like that, but as someone who drinks actual wine, that is like not an effective way to actually aerate your wine, which is what you're trying to do. Just saying, it's all show and no substance.
Can you educate us, sommelier Jack?
So, by the way, I know a little bit about wine, guys. You're supposed to swirl your wine in the glass because you're trying to get as much of it as possible to touch the air. Because the longer it aerates, the better it like releases the bouquet of aroma, and the better it's supposed to taste. Essentially, you know, like how when you leave a banana or avocados out for a while and it starts getting brown, you kind of want that to happen to your wine because it releases the inherent flavors and tastes of the wine.
You heard
so
it
that's
first,
why people
folks.
swirl the wine. Huh?
Brown wine is the best wine.
It doesn't turn brown, but it just aerates. Okay, so you don't want brown wine. So you just swirl it around and you get the air to touch it. And that's why you do it. But what she was doing it sideways. But it was, like I said, it wasn't a good swirl. It was just like, oh, look, I do this all the time. But,
I can do it sideways. Ooh.
So any hardcore winos,
I can do it sideways.
Any hardcore winos were bothered by that. But it was impressive to other people.
You know, I'll say though, every time she swirls her wine, especially when she's alone in the room, I'm just like, she murdered someone. This is like her being crazy and happy.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that last scene after everyone leaves the room, right? Where after she first gets there,
like,
and she's sitting there drinking wine by herself. I'm like, oh my god, this show is about to implode. This show is about.
I feel like even the hosts were joking about it. They were like, and then the camera pans down and you see the dead bodies of all the other Terrace House members.
I have to rewatch.
Oh my god, it was so scary. But lo and behold, Seina turns out to like she's one of the more likable characters for me right now.
Yeah,
she's not that bad.
There's nothing wrong with her. She's very she gets things out on Front Street though. You know, she doesn't like things being.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, she's very straight shooting, and she just puts shit out there, and to the point where a couple times it almost borderline got annoying or like really cringy.
For sure,
but
cringy.
like. Yeah, for sure, cringy. Yeah, but I would never say that it got to it. Like, I don't hate her yet. Like, I don't have a reason to hate her.
Yeah, we'll talk about her plenty, but I want to give Shohei some love too.
Yes. So Shohei Umura, he shows up as well. He's one of the new members. He replaces Yuudai, and he's a singer in 2 bands. I think it's like what 3, 1989. She was. And literally when he walks in, first thing Ami says is, "Oh, you look like a plumber."
Wow.
I'm like, that's not something you say to someone.
Yeah.
Stop.
Socially awkward.
And you could tell Shohei kind of took offense at it. Like, I think in private later he was like, "Who says that? Like, it sounds like she thought I was the help or some shit."
Yeah. Yeah. Like, are you the landscaper?
Hey guys, I'm just here to fix your bathtub. Don't mind me. I'm a behind the scenes guy you accidentally caught on camera.
Yeah, we can talk about Ami later on. But yeah, so he's an okay singer. I don't know if he's like, gonna get to Hollywood on American Idol anytime soon, but he's okay.
Yeah. He's not the worst I've heard.
Oh.
No, but I mean the music was actually kind of cool. Like, I appreciated it.
If you're into that jazzy thing, that acid jazz kind of stuff.
So you like jazz?
Yeah, there were a couple notes he hit that were real flat though.
Yeah, they sounded like slightly off pitch.
They were like the big, and they were the big notes too, like the ooh, and they were like, ooh, that's flat. Ooh.
Yeah.
Stop playing that.
Yeah, he was trying to do some like Take On Me stuff right there. He's like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, please.
Yeah. But I mean, he seems like a pretty decent dude overall. I don't have much to complain about. I think it was funny how the commentators were making fun of how he's in the band room and he's talking to them and they're all just talking like they're like mic. 5 feet away and he's like still talking on the mic.
Yeah.
I can say that's a lead singer thing.
It is a lead singer thing. Like
I've done it. I've done it.
I've been a lead singer too, and you have your lead singer card. You're only allowed to hold things that go like this with your hands. So that's a beer or a microphone. That's it. You're not allowed to move. You're not allowed to move any.
That's
yeah,
great.
you're not allowed to move any equipment or anything. I can only pick up things like this.
Have you ever accidentally drank your mic?
Dude, I have not done it, but I was friends with a guy. It was a local band in Columbus. They're called Silent Surface. Shout out from like 20 years ago. Anyways, bro, like I don't know what he was doing, but he hit himself in the mouth and knocked out his 2 front teeth.
What the
in the middle of a show with a microphone. That's one of the most like terrifying things I can think of.
No, I've chipped my tooth on the mic. No joke.
It's easy to do. He knocked out his 2 front teeth.
Yeesh.
Yeah, luckily it wasn't that bad, but I've hit my teeth pretty fucking hard with the mic. I've gotten lucky.
Yeah. So it's a thing.
Sounds rough.
Yeah, you get into it, man. You just don't pay attention. Next thing you know, you just smash your face on the mic.
Yeah, wait for part 3. Shohei's not gonna have any teeth.
I mean, speaking of shitty moments, do you guys want to talk about that date that Taka and Ami had? Like, it was like at a restaurant at like the top of a mountain or something. There was like a really nice view.
I was like, dude, that fucking view was sick as fucking. Ami's like, yeah, I don't really care for views.
Yeah, I was like,
your curry looks disgusting. It's black. What the fuck's up with that rice? Those beans look gross.
Yeah,
like those string beans look like, dude, just please shut up.
The whole time she's talking, okay, I have to go off on Ami now because the whole time she's talking, I'm just thinking in my head like, nobody likes an Eeyore. You're an Eeyore. Yeah. I hate you. Like everything you say is negative. Like I don't know how her and Tsubasa are such good friends. Maybe she's different around Tsubasa. But when Ami's around anyone, her friends, her like personal friends, right, in her own life, they suck easily. And it's just like she's one of those people that have to like take people down a peg all the time. And I just don't get it.
Yeah, she's like always tearing someone down. I can't think of a single time where she's complimented anyone except for I guess maybe the next episode or the episode after. But
yeah, like 0.1%, if that.
Yeah. It's not great, and I just have a hard time finding why Taka is interested in her, because like on the surface like she's cute, she's attractive conventionally, right? But then you like talk with her, just spend like an hour talking to her, right? And you're literally going to be talking at her, not really to her. And if she does say anything back, it's going to be making fun of like what you're wearing or like why you said something that way or something.
See, the problem with her is that I don't know what her upbringing's like, but the problem with her is that she's the kind of girl that if a guy puts her in the friend zone, that's going to like turn her on.
Yeah.
She's gonna like consider that a challenge.
I could see that.
You know?
Yeah, and well, I think what we saw there between Taka and Ami was a case of what's called mermaid syndrome.
Oh,
where
do go on.
So basically, what it means is like, basically, she was the only girl around, right? And she was kind of like the only one kind of available. And he's definitely not. He wasn't thinking of Seina as like a possibility.
Look
right?
at this stuff, isn't it neat?
Mermaid,
Little Mermaid, man.
Oh yeah,
Under the sea. So okay, never mind.
But yeah, like so yeah, since she was the only girl around, and he thought she was relatively cute. It was one of those things where he kind of got bullheaded about it, and he kind of just looked past that stuff and just tried to get with her anyway.
Did he look past stuff? He saw all the wrong
that's
signs.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like I mean, I don't know if there was more stuff like that we didn't see off camera.
So mermaid syndrome is more the guy's like problem with how he's seeing the world, not necessarily the girl's problem. Is that what?
Right, because the phrase stems from the idea that, you know, when sailors were out at sea for an extended period of time, they had no women, and so they would literally see like manatees or whatever and think they were women, or like have hallucinations essentially.
Oh, okay, that makes sense to me, and I definitely think that's a real thing. And I mean, look at American prisons. For our international
mermaid right there.
Mermaids. Look that up. Okay, sorry.
Okay. But so for every bad day that we saw in part 2, there was always a good one, and most of those kind of belong to Shion and Tsubasa. Right? Like, I feel like they always have good dates. Like there was that one date with them just kind of like skiing, right? Like on ice skates, and like Tsubasa's kind of teaching Shion how to skate. That was really cute.
Oh man, he sucked at skating, didn't he? And he could barely get up too.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine maybe part of it's just because like he's really tall. Center of gravity isn't that great for him.
Yeah.
But
they also went to the temple.
Yeah, the temple date was really cute. With the praying and all that.
And he hit his head.
That was really like that was such a cute moment. That was like literally straight out of a fucking like a J drama.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, Tsubasa's like, damn, you're too tall.
Yeah.
He's like, shut up.
Yeah, then they got the fortune cookies. Or the fortune scrolls or something. Fortune cookies.
Right, and didn't he get like a very positive love one or something like that?
He got a good one. It was like, these are your 2 signs, like Scorpio, and then I can't remember what it was, but it was like, and Capricorn's good too. And she's like, oh, I'm good too, I guess.
Yeah.
She's a Capricorn.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say something about Tsubasa and Shion. Because Tsubasa makes a good point. Because Tsubasa brings up the fact that, like, yeah, like, I think I'm into Shion, but, like, I don't know if, like, he doesn't really open up to me. He's kind of a mystery to me. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, yeah, we joke around, we have a good time, but he's kind of closed off. And based on what we've seen, like, on camera, obviously, like, he doesn't really talk about himself at all. Like, we don't really know much about Shion. Aside from the fact that he's a young half Japanese, half American, and that he's a model.
We know what his penis looks
obviously
like.
He's motherfucker. And he's smooth.
Yeah.
But like beyond that, we don't really know much about him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Truth.
Yeah. So I hope that, the next few episodes we see him open up and actually talk about himself, for fuck's sake. Like,
maybe
you can't be in a relationship with someone without, telling them who you are.
We have to consider the fact, though, that maybe this male model is just not an interesting person and there's nothing to say, too.
It's true. Yeah. He could just be a body, pretty much.
He could just be a lover of female hockey players.
Yeah. In episode 11, though, they have that one date in Tsubasa's dad's restaurant, right?
Oh, that was rough for me.
Really?
That was difficult for me. Yes, because that was right where I was getting the vibes that he didn't like her. Like a girl, like a real girl, like a relationship.
Oh, really?
I was getting those vibes.
The opposite.
No,
I
man.
thought the opposite.
No, it was like the way he responded when the dad. I mean, it's so nice, dude. Tsubasa's dad, nicest dad in the world.
Oh, dude, cool as fuck.
And he paid for their meal and all that. Like, I couldn't accept that, dude. He's like taking a loss when his daughter's going on a date. Like, what a awesome guy. And then he said, yeah, take care of her. Like, that was kind of like a way of saying a lot with a very few words.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, just a reaction, I was like, oh, this isn't good. So I was getting bad vibes there. I'm glad to hear you guys were positive on it because I couldn't enjoy it fully.
I mean, I enjoyed what I enjoyed of it was Tsubasa's dad.
Yes,
like just his being there, his presence, like it's pretty good. He's
and
a good
the food
guy.
Looks so good too.
Oh my god, it looks amazing. I want it.
Yeah, I wonder how many people in Japan have like gone to that restaurant after seeing it on.
I was just thinking, like, it's got to have boosted his business, like tourism, everything. I'll bet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I 100% guarantee it's gone. Business has gone up like crazy. I also know though, like, I mean, Karuizawa is kind of out of the way though for a lot of people.
Right. I don't know how many tourists go there. Maybe for skiing or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But, I don't know. I do agree though, Jack, that when Tsubasa opened up and was, just talking about her mom and how she went through some dark stuff, Shion's response was very like, meh. It could have been better, right?
Yeah, I mean, not everyone like reacts well with that stuff in general though. So that could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. Let's see. Also on that episode, Taka and Seina kind of go out on a date, but not really a date.
It was definitely like a feeler out, right? Like they're just trying to see if there was any kind of chemistry there, and I got the sense like there certainly wasn't.
I mean, like they kind of at least get along well.
Yeah, they're friends.
Yeah, when they were cooking together, they really they were hitting it off pretty well.
Yeah,
because they're both like the oldest, right, in the house right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
So they kind of like take that role of like the adults or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So they had fun. They went and ate some food, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. They went on like a little like food date, and then they got home and they were like cooking for the house. And I love that while they were cooking, Ami kind of comes into the kitchen and is like, "Hey, Talk, you want to go on a date?"
Because she found out they went, and it's just like, wow, like what a piece of shit person she is. She doesn't even want to go on a date to like, because she likes him or anything like that. It was just like she kind of wanted to kind of rub her butt on him in a way, and like claim her territory in a way. Like, hey, this is my source of male attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically it's that same principle of like, you want to play with a toy that you've like after you see someone else play with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
so
I saw through that all the way.
Yeah, that to me was just like, man, you're kind of a shitty person. Like,
totally,
you need attention all the time.
Yeah, manipulative. Yeah, and if she's not getting it, and she's unwilling to like say things to people if she feels like it's going to ruin the attention she's getting from someone else. So, is this too early, or is this the episode where like Seina wants it to be like stated plainly, like how Taka and Ami feel?
It's a little later.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Let's see. In episode 11 as well, that's the first time we see Shohei perform like in front, like in a live audience.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in the studio during his like preview.
This was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And at that show, there's Shion, Seina, and Ami, and Seina's like jamming. She's feeling it. Like she was the only one who was kind of like, dancing
Well, she's
along.
Plastered, so there's that.
That's true.
Yeah, she was probably hammered.
She was well under the influence.
Yeah. I mean, no, like Taka was kind of getting into it though. Like,
well, that was the second show. It wasn't the first time because there were two performances that we see Shohei in this part.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And then I think it's after that show. I think Shohei is kind of talking about with his bandmates being on Terrace House, right? Mm-hmm. And how he wants to quote unquote shine a light on Ami's darkness.
Yeah, that was weird. That's a very lead singer thing to say, isn't it?
That's a weird thing. And it's also funny how Seina has brought it up multiple times this season. This part of this season is, hey, like Shohei's not like, he's pretty average around the house, but when he's on stage, he's kind of sexy. Like that's why people join bands, is usually to meet women in a way.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works. Haven't you guys seen the picture of like the fat guy with like kind of standing next to the shitty vehicle with the sweater on, and then it shows him with the guitar, and then there's a girl on his shoulder?
Yeah. But I mean, like, she does have a point though. Shohei is way more attractive, I think, when he's on the stage performing. Like, he looks a lot cooler.
I mean, he's got talent. He's got talent. Like, he's not a great singer, but he's a good singer.
Yeah. He exudes like a different vibe for sure than when he's just around the house.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and I also admire his work ethic, though. He's constantly working on his music.
They're gigging all the time,
writing. Yeah, like he's busting his ass, man. Props to him.
Yeah, like even at home, there are shots of him where he's just like on a keyboard and like his headphones are in the keyboard, so all you hear is like the.
Like, I don't understand
the knock of the keys.
I don't understand the influence to write songs in English, and it's like broken English too, and it's like password. Give me your password.
I mean,
it's I mean, I don't know. They do it in like anime themes and stuff. You'd hear here, like, Japanese, and then English chorus.
Yeah, and even in K-pop, right? It's kind of a trend to use English words in it.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the genre. It just doesn't resonate with me. I mean, I give the guy props. It's just not my thing. I'm not going to go out and buy the She Was CD anytime soon.
Yeah, because I think he has at least like a rudimentary understanding of English. Like he doesn't obviously he wouldn't speak it as a first language or anything, but like I think he can read it obviously well enough to write in it, even if it is a little broken. Episode 12 is where things get to me they get really freaking weird between Ami and Taka, because that episode opens up with a cute little snowboarding date. Taka's teaching Ami how to snowboard again, and then it gets a little weird when he's like, "Oh, let me take off your shoes for you."
Yeah, it's just talk about shining a light on the darkness, man. We just really get to see how Ami really is. And
and she baits the shit out of Taka. She's just like, yeah, if only you were 5 years younger.
But she didn't know she was doing that, though, to be fair. If someone told me that, it would... See, here's the thing. If someone told me that, it would piss me off. It wouldn't get me excited like it did to Taka. I thought that was a very weird reaction he had. To be like, oh, now I got a shot. No, that's not how I would take that. Is that how you guys would take something like that?
Try
and put yourself in, 30-something's shoes, try and...
I was about to say, if it happened right now, that'd mean I'm talking to a 16-year-old girl, and that's just not... No,
exactly.
That's a little weird.
But just try and extrapolate this. How would you, take something like that from a...
Oh, man.
From a girl that's 10 years younger than him or something?
I don't know.
He's not even that old, A. B, he doesn't even look that old.
Yeah, for sure. Even with the mustache, he looks pretty young.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
She treats him like an old man. She treats him like he's on AARP or some shit.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, he's not fucking retired yet.
God, he's like a pro snowboarder.
Oh my God. I don't know. If someone said, I'm trying to think, dude, if someone said oh, I wish you were 5 years younger in his place, I would, or if only you were 5 years younger. I don't know. I think I would be more along the lines of kind of frustrated. It's that almost sounds like oh God, this is gonna get me in hot water, but almost like a friend zoning type phrase.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
That's like if some girl was like, oh man, if only I could find someone like you. But it's I'm me.
Yeah, exactly.
It is me.
No, but you but hot is what I mean.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
that's
they mean.
That's what they're
right?
saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, if I heard that, I think I'd respond like Taka, but actually mean what I said. Because if you remember, he responded I mean, it's not like I can unage. Age is pretty it's a set thing. I can't do anything about
to me, that was her slamming the door, right? That was her closing the door, setting the boundaries. Basically what she's saying is this is why I'm not going to date you. That's how I took it. He took it as the door is opening. Here's the way to my heart. No.
Opening new doors.
No. It wasn't. There we go. And that's the show, guys. No, that. And so that's why I was so frustrated with Taka. So I really, in a way, couldn't be mad at Ami for that. Because I didn't take that as string along. I thought that was just a really weird perversion of the truth. He heard what he wanted to hear.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that in a way. I think the only... I can kind of see where Taka's coming from in that probably we've talked about how Ami is not a positive person. Yeah, she's kind of an asshole, doesn't say anything nice. And I feel like maybe her saying if only you were 5 years younger is the nicest thing she said to him. And he's I did it. She said something nice.
She's really warming to me.
Yeah, that's really the only excuse I can come up with.
Oh my god!
Crack in the door. It's a separate reality.
We also find out in this episode, in episode 12, that Shion reveals he doesn't know if he can see himself with Tsubasa.
Dude, that was where he turned heel. That's where he became the bad guy. I was so not on Team Shion at that point. I was really disappointed.
No, me neither. Me neither. I mean, the commentators weren't either.
Don't buy a girl a charm to put in her hockey pants if you're not willing to, at least tell her how you feel. Come on, buddy. Like, dang.
Like, holy shit. Like, dude, to go that far. Well, even at that point though, Tsubasa's like, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she was completely gung-ho just at least not outwardly. Maybe in her mind she was.
Well, she doesn't want to get hurt,
like,
and I don't blame her.
No, and I get it. But yeah, that part where Shiana was like, oh yeah, I don't think I could see myself in a relationship with her. I'm like, oh no, God, no.
This is the best romance on TV right now. What are you doing to me?
This is not happening. Like, I was like, no, this is not you. I was like, you fuck Shion. Why would you do this?
Yeah, I think
why would you do this?
What bothers me the most, right, about that is that not even that he bought her a victory charm, like that's fine and all, but it's like, how many dates have they been on?
Yeah.
Right? Like they've been on at least 5 or 6.
9? Were they all his friends? Like I don't hang out with you guys that much.
Yeah, I mean, you're not here. That's another part of it. But like,
oh yeah, I mean, I'd be whining and dining Jack every night.
Hey,
that's besides the point.
Hey,
no, but I feel like at some point when you're just hanging out with a guy and a girl and you're both like clearly straight or at least bi, like you would define at some point pretty early in the number of dates you've been on, like, hey, so like this is just as friends, right? Like you don't, like this isn't.
Yeah,
right?
He was going like, dude, I mean, I don't know. Cultural differences could be at play here, at least a little bit, maybe a little bit. But even then, even that considered, like 6, 7 dates, that's a lot.
But remember that too, guys. They had at this season here, they had the indirect kiss with the burger. Remember, she got the burger. She got the burger, and then he wanted a taste of it. And so she handed it to him.
Fucking
or the
half
sandwich,
yeah, and then he ate, like he actually got it. Like all she had was like bread and tomato, and he actually got meat. And then he gave it back to her. And like the commentators were saying, like that's kind of an indirect kiss. Like that's an intimate thing, dude. I'll tell you right now, I'm not sharing a burger like raw mouth to mouth with you guys. Like I'll cut you off a piece. You know what I mean? But like you don't do that with just your friend. That's not a just friends thing. That's a little more intimate.
Yeah, well, let me ask you guys this. Like, you know, obviously things are a little bit different in America in terms of like dating. But like when if you're like going out with a girl, right, and like you know there's interest there, how many dates do you think it usually takes for like what are we conversation?
14.
14. Try minus maybe 11 from that.
When I was single, I was always like, this is getting more personal, I guess. But when I was single, I was never the person to come out and be like, I like you. I would keep it ambiguous as long as possible until the girl like said something. Because just in my life, in my history, if I ever said anything or if I ever liked anybody, it just doomed it for whatever reason. It never worked out. The only relationships I've ever had that worked out was when the girl like said she liked me, and then I'm like, yeah, I like you too. All right, let's date.
So what if that's what Shion's doing?
I don't know, but I never would say I don't like you either. If like the question came up and my friend asked me, I'd be like, yeah, I like her. We'll see. You know, he basically was like, I don't think I can see myself with her. It's different.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. That episode 12 was also where New Year's happened, and like Taka's dad and like brother, I think, came into the house, and they
and they made rice balls or something.
Yeah, they made a rice cake. They just beat rice into submission with a hammer. And
that hammer was so cool, dude. It was like the Kirk hammer.
Yeah,
in Bloodborne. That hammer was cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, and my wife walked in the room as it happened. I'm like, honey, look at this TV. These people have a tree stump in the ground that's cut out into the shape of a bowl. They've got rice in there, and they're beating it to death with this like 100-year-old wooden hammer. It was just a really cool thing to see.
Yeah. New Year's is real metal in Japan.
It was hardcore. And then how do you like to be that guy that has to put your hand underneath move the rice around between hammer blows? Like, holy crap, that would be scary.
Yeah. I mean,
that was, I really enjoyed that though. Like it's things like that though, you know, when you get moments of just like pure Japanese like culture, right, and tradition. I really appreciate those moments.
Same.
You know? And I'm honestly like I'm pretty sure like all of Taka and all of his family are just really cool laid back people.
Oh, probably.
They all seem that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, isn't he like the youngest?
Yeah, he's the youngest of like 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And see, this is why Ami's crazy, because like if I were into guys, I'd be all fucking over Taka.
Like, hey now.
I'm just saying. He's got it. He's got the whole package.
But bro, you gotta look at it from her point of view. She's young and she's never had to try hard in her life, and she's never had any adversity. She's never had anyone tell her no. You know, she lives her life by just being an Eeyore all day, and like people give her what she wants just because her looks. It's kind of really gross to me.
Yeah, damn.
It's really
Asian
toxic.
Privilege.
I didn't bring up being Asian.
I think though, I will say about Taka, it's definitely a transition of character for him when you start seeing inflections of him gravitating toward Ami, right? Seeing her as like a romantic prospect, because his overall character for a few episodes just changes.
Yeah,
like he's not really the same at all. And a lot of, you know what I mean? And that could just be a matter of like what they show on camera, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of it is showing him very flustered, you know,
Taka?
constantly like going back and forth about what he should do. And a lot of people calling him into question, because he went from being the character that carries the wisdom because he's the older brother type character.
Yeah, you're right.
Into being
then
like
after
this
Yuudai leaves,
like almost like this flustered teenager trying to figure out whether or not a girl likes him.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
He's
like, there's so many times he was like, I don't know.
He's like,
yeah. He's too cool a guy. I don't want his whole character arc on the show to be like, oh, what do I do about this terrible woman?
I mean, he's getting back. He's back into form now because the whole Ami thing's over, as we'll see later on.
Yeah,
but
for sure. Something else I wanted to point out in episode 12, we do see Shohei kind of like, it was just a small thing, but it's something that kind of resonated with me that just kind of makes him cool in my eyes, is when he and Taka are talking, Taka's like, oh, you know, sometimes when I'm snowboarding, like I'll put on music like in my headphones and just like crank it up and be like the star of my own show. And Shohei was like, that's the kind of music I want to make. I want to make music that makes other people feel like stars. Which is like, I mean, it's like a cool sentiment, right? Because usually, like musicians, you're like, I'm making music so I can, you know, bang all the people and get all the drugs and be rich.
Hey, now give us some credit, all right? That all of us want to make, you know, radio rock that's going to make us a lot of money. Not all of us are Nickelback.
Fair, but like, I mean, just when you think of your average like poppy musician, it's usually like very self motivated, right? Like it's very for itself.
Yeah, that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not that kind of music, but oh well.
Yeah, for sure. Episode 13. That's the scene where like they go to that like weird music and snowboarding festival and like upbeat.
that thing looked weird already. It kind of looked like they were in a high school gymnasium the whole time.
Yeah, it's like it gave me prom flashbacks.
It totally did.
Yeah, a little bit. And then Taka is like, hey Ami, you want to go like snowboarding at night? And he kind of had to like twist her arm a little bit to get her to say yes. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, because I wanna go.
But,
that's why.
But also at the table, Shohei like had the grapes to ask out Ami right in front of everyone, just make it plain. Like, I'm gonna ask this girl out. Remember that?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, that was that episode?
Yeah, it was right then and there in front of Taka and everything.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, at least he's like putting his cards down. Like later on in the part, he says something like, I'd rather do it in front of him than behind his back, which is like, it's respectable.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah. Right. At least stab him in the front if you're going to, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, then after they go like night snowboarding, then they're like, you know, they're kind of alone in that shoot, what do they call it? The thing that like, you know, carries you up the hill.
Oh, the not the tram. It's not a tram. It's
just like the airlift, the ski lift.
Yeah, ski lift. That thing. They're like sitting on that. And, you know, she's like, so why did you want to go with just me?
So
like,
why am I here? Why am I here, old man?
Yeah, why didn't you invite everyone else?
Old G-san.
Yeah, aren't you like busy like dying somewhere or something? No, she didn't say that. But you know what I mean? That's her sentiment.
She might as well have.
Let me just do this, okay? So anything, like what is her idea of fun? That's what I need to know, Ami. What is fun for you? Like literally like sitting in a dark room at night, just making fun of each other. Like what do you want to do? Like,
that does sound kind of fun.
You don't want to go eat really awesome like organic curry on this mountaintop with like these vistas and the sunshine. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go skiing on a snow mountain in Karuizawa right at night, like alone. What do you want, lady?
I want to go on a date with Taka.
I do too. Those sound like really fun to me. She hates looking outside. She hates seeing nature. She hates breathing air. She only wants to tear people down. Like, what? Tell me, like, what is fun for you, lady? All right,
tearing people down.
Oh,
So yeah, she's why didn't you invite?
I share your sentiment, Jack. I do.
So she's like, why didn't you invite everyone else? And I don't remember what he said, but it was kind of like it was like, they're probably busy enjoying the music, right? It was something like that. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, he did kind of blow it off. Well, I'll give her that.
She wants someone to just be like, I guess she just wants to be like, hey, I love you. You're the only person I love. Like, she needs, I guess, passion. Maybe.
Yeah.
And like to me, it seems largely what I gather from Japanese culture. Again, this is like third party perspective, but most people are very introvert with their feelings, and people don't usually just like plainly state things.
Yeah, because what she wanted was him to basically be like, because I wanted to be up here with you, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like straightforward,
I love
right?
you. Only you.
Yeah, all Donald Trump like.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
I wanted to be up here with you, babe.
Oh my gosh.
Babe.
Got $150,000 your name on it.
No, babe. No, please, don't, babe.
No, babe, please. No, babe.
No, I mean, yeah, I think he kind of flubbered out on that one, but I don't know if that's because he wasn't quite sure of himself with his feelings just yet at that point. I don't know if he was 100% mentally committed to his feelings, or if that was just plain like he thought on his feet and he thought wrong. Sort of, you know what I mean?
No, I thought because I remember someone asked him like later on, like, hey, when were you sure about how you felt about Ami? And he was like, the moment when she said, I wish you were 5 years younger.
Yeah.
Oh,
the moment she closed the door in my face.
Yeah. So at that point at the ski lift, like he was sure that he was like, yeah, I want Ami.
Oh, well, shit. And then he fucked up.
And her mind was so far away from any kind of romantic relationship with that guy at that point.
Oh, yeah. And I love that there was that moment where it was Shohei, Taka, and Seina sitting in like the living room or something. And, it was kind of weird because like we all know that like everyone in that room knew that Shohei and Taka were going for the same girl.
Right.
Right. And they were still talking when Seina like, man, I don't know, like her birthday's coming up. What should I get her for her birthday? And Seina was like, condoms.
Fucking Seina, dude. Dude, if anything, at the very least, she's very entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Like, every time she's on screen, she like something's going on.
I know. Yeah. She's kind of my role model in life.
Yeah, she's a very natural performer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like she loves basking in the limelight. She loves every fucking second.
Do you guys remember 100%. What she does as a career? Or she's trained to be a yoga instructor, doing yoga in the kitchen. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Man,
I think she's just kind of riding the Terrace House wave more than anything.
I mean, hey, that's a thing. I mean, if they'll have you, right? I mean, her yoga poses were pretty impressive. Like she's, she's been doing this a while.
She's sitting there like having a casual conversation while doing yoga, and I'm like, ooh, damn.
Yeah,
okay,
it looks painful. Like I wouldn't be able to do that.
Same. And then while they're having dinner that night, like Seina just basically like Taka and Ami are sitting there, and Seina's just like, hey Taka, just fucking be a man. Like you like her, right? Like you're going for Ami, right? Just like say it. And she like just makes him say it.
Say it. and that didn't go so no.
Yeah, like Ami kind of like giggled about it, and I couldn't tell if she was giggling because like the whole situation was fucking ridiculous, or
and then
there was a part
and
of
then
her
Taka's like kind of in disbelief, but he's trying to like laugh it off.
Yeah,
and he's just like what he does.
Is this the part where they're at the table and Ami's there? Is this the part where she makes him say it in front of Ami?
Yeah.
Okay,
she makes him.
Okay, so this is the part I did want to talk about. So he does end up saying something, right? Or he does end up asking her out, or something is revealed at that table, right? With Shohei, Taka, Ami, and Seina sitting there.
Yeah, he just basically says like, yeah, like he basically is telling Ami straight up face to face, like, yeah, I like you.
And he's asking her on a date or something like that. I can't remember, but Ami's like faced with this difficult choice. So my wife pointed this out, that like girl world shit is happening here, where Ami is now in between the two boys, her two sources of male attention, and she knows it. She knows they both like her because the way they're acting towards her, right? They had both already asked her out previously, and Taka already took her out at this point. So she is scared to say, and my wife pointed this out, by the way, not me. This flew all the way over my lizard male brain, right? Like I did not get this at all, but Ami did not want to confirm or deny anything there, because anything she said that was an affirmative for Taka would have been perceived as a negative for Shohei, and she wasn't ready to sacrifice that whatever weak tie they had going on there, whatever, free food or dates or attention she could get from him. So she wanted to preserve both those. She wanted to preserve both of her fake relationships there, and that is so disgusting.
Yeah,
but that's what's happening. Do you guys agree? I don't know. What do you think of that theory?
I mean, it's definitely plausible. Like, I don't see it to be unlikely. I mean, obviously, she never cut the tie with either one until Taka finally realized it himself.
Yeah, Taka cut the ties himself.
Right. So I mean, and that's later on. Later on, that's really evident with Shohei. But yeah, I mean, plausible theory for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of goes to show that really she's just in it for the attention, not necessarily for like to find love or to find even a boyfriend or whatever.
Right.
And then I mean, that's the thing about Ami though is like, and I'm sure we'll get to it a little bit more later, but she's like, she doesn't really have anything else going on. Like she has being a student going on, but like in terms of being on Terrace House, she's always the focal point of somebody chasing after her, and then that's just kind of been her arc.
Yeah, she's just in the middle of a love triangle.
And then me wondering on the side, like, why? Like, holy crap.
Yeah, I'm with Jack on this one. I don't really see the appeal.
Granted, she might be different because we don't live there, but it's just a puzzle to me based on what we see on the show.
Same. But something that was adorable to see in that episode, Tsubasa goes all the way to Tokyo just to buy some gifts. Like mainly for Shion, but also for Ami.
See, it is adorable, but we already at this point know that Shohei doesn't like her that much. So it's just like, oh Shion. No. Shion, doesn't like her that much. Like, so she goes all the way like to, and I looked this up, by the way, because when she told Shohei that she was going to Tokyo, he's like, Tokyo? And she's like, yeah, Tokyo. So then I looked up in Google Maps, like, how far is that? And like taking the fastest train, it's like 2.5 hours.
Yeesh.
One way. So that's a total day trip there just to get gifts. Like, damn, they don't have
like
scarves in the mountains up there? Like, what?
The entire time I was watching that scene in my head, the song from when the Titanic is sinking was playing
in your head.
It's been an honor playing with you, gentlemen.
Oh man, yeah. I mean the sentiment. I mean the house went overall like super ham on their birthday celebrations, festivities, and decorations, but Tsubasa went like the extra mile and had his own special room and set up this ploy to get him alone and make him think he didn't get a gift. And it was tough to watch for me.
One last thing I did want to touch on with episode 13 was I think it was Seina who told Taka like old men can't be shy. And then fucking Tokui, one of the hosts, he just fucking went off on the whole, like, he just goofed so hard about, like, girls don't like that.
Yeah. He just couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. He's like, yeah, and it depends. And I guess the ultimate takeaway was that it depends on the girl. Like, a girl like Ami would definitely not like it. She wants an assertive guy. Like, you know, so she definitely wouldn't think that's endearing. But they were saying that Seina, if she was 20, probably would like it. Tsubasa's probably the kind of girl that would think it's cute or adorable or whatever, or endearing. But not Ami, dude. And that kind of, played out right in the ski lift there. Like, she's just like, just say what you want to say, and he's like, oh
yeah. All the other hosts were like, dominate this, like, no, it's definitely not cute. Like, fuck all that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
So if you're old out there, don't be shy.
Or just get married.
You gotta be very assertive.
I guess going for a woman. If you're going for a 20-year-old spoiled brat.
Yep.
Not a lot of Ami love from this side of the table. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah, I get the sense that Jack's not too.
But Taka gets her Vans anyways. He gets her the old school Vans. I don't know if he went all the way to Tokyo for it, but he went to ABC Mart, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to ABC Mart with Shion.
What a cool name for a store.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and they kind of like what were they doing? They were like prepping dinner or something, and they slid out, "Hey, like, you want to go shopping? Hey, we're gonna go shopping." But they didn't specify to what, and they kind of like snuck out.
He was just like, "Hey, Shion, let's go shopping later," or something like that.
Yeah,
I would. Go ahead.
I mean, it's just then they bought those old school Vans.
Okay, I have questions for you guys. Did anyone else get Ami a gift?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Tsubasa maybe, but did the guys get her a gift?
They
can't remember. Okay, maybe I stumped the table. It's fine.
Huh. Other people got her gifts. I remember her opening more than just the Vans.
Second question.
I just don't remember who gave her what.
Okay, second question. Have you guys ever bought like a friend that's a girl like shoes or like a nice birthday gift before? The most I'll do is like buy you a beer if you're my friend.
I do have a friend who is a girl that I bought a birthday gift for, but it wasn't it wasn't even as expensive as shoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, was it like, like a pretty substantial gift?
It was a book. I bought a book. It was a book.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like how much were those Van Old Schools? Like $50-ish?
They're I think they said what 6,000 yen, 62,000 or not 62,000, 6,200 yen.
So about like $62.
About $60, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit.
That's about right.
Pretty
That's
standard.
about right.
But what I'm saying is that like I would never buy just a friend something like that.
Are you telling me I can't expect a $60 gift from you, Jack?
No, not a pair of old school Vans anyways. No, like I said, I'll get you a beer, buy some appetizers, have fun, pat you on the back.
Fair enough.
pat you on the back.
Give you an attaboy.
A friendly $60 pat on the back.
Yes. So anyways.
Yeah.
So that was like a, just a cringy moment again.
Right. So episode 14, the birthdays come. They celebrate both Shion's and Ami's on the same day. Okay, that's how their schedules fall. Mm-hmm. And I remember now that, everyone gave Ami gifts. I think Shion only got a gift from Tsubasa, at least that we saw on camera. I think that's how it went down.
Okay. I remember she's like, oh no, I remember now. Tsubasa gave Ami a gift, but then looked at Shion, right? And was like, sorry, I couldn't get you one or something like that. She said some kind of cute lie, right? Like,
yeah, it's like,
and he's like, oh, no worries, next year. Like, the look on his face, like, I could tell that he was hurt by that. I could totally tell. And he did a great job of trying to play it off and be smooth about it because he's a smooth guy, but I could tell it stung him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then she's like, well, I got to get up super early, so I'm going to go to sleep. And then she goes into the other room.
Yeah. And
then like they was it
Shohei?
Shohei pulled him and he's like, hey, so we should go talk. Hey, can I go talk to you or something? And try to pull him out. And then he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And then Shion walks into the playroom or the TV room or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like,
and there's Tsubasa.
Yeah,
and Tsubasa's like, surprise.
The whole room was decked out, dude. She had balloons on the ceilings, on the wall. Like, it was pretty romantic. A scene.
Oh, totally.
And motherfucker got a rainbow scarf. Ain't gonna hate.
Yeah.
It was a bright pink and gray scarf.
He was all like, I think I might like her. I think she might be cool.
Well, yeah, because that was like her really going out on a limb to like show that, she cared about him, right?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, that kind of like really shook up my feelings, and I think I really do have feelings for her.
Because they're both so gun shy to make a move. Like, no one wants to be the first person to put themselves out there. That's the problem with that. So it's just kind of stalled, and it's gone lukewarm. They're going on way too many. They're in danger of being in the friend zone because they've gone on too many like quote unquote dates without doing anything.
Yeah, like I love how the hosts like kind of pointed that out, and they were like, they just need to fuck. They just need to know what it's like.
Fine.
Bone down.
Yeah, they just need to feel that physical connection.
Yeah,
exactly. And then that whole moment between Tsubasa and Shion was really nice. Like, it was just them, having a good time, and I was almost half expecting like a confession of feelings there from Tsubasa.
It would have been
from
nice.
Tsubasa to
It would have been
Shion.
nice.
Same.
I think it would have been a little bit too soon though, because he didn't, you know what I mean? Because he hadn't quite processed it yet.
See, the whole
so I think something might have gone awry if she did it right then and there.
That's true.
So I'm kind of
the whole time I was just like, I had my fingers like in front of my eyes, right? Like I was like looking at like a horror movie, like, oh no, this is gonna end really poorly. Because again,
I was in the same position.
Shion, sorry, I'm forgetting everybody's names. He like already, primed us for like, I don't like her. So if she says anything, I'm not going to like her. I was like, oh, so I was like dreading it. But where is this before or after they bring out the birthday cake?
So I was actually getting at that. So the host, speaking of the host from before, they're like, guys, wouldn't it be funny if we saw a scene where Taka was shaving? We're like right after this, where we come back, and sure as shit.
Oh, he goes out like in the middle of dinner too, right? Like he goes out and shaves, and they're prepping. Yeah, they're prepping the cake, and they come out singing. It's like "Happy Birthday to you, Happy Birthday."
And fucking Shohei showing off, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like just belting "Happy Birthday."
Yeah.
You know, he was showing off his singer capabilities.
He was hamming it up. He's a ham.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then Taka comes out walking with the cake in front of his face,
rolling out the red carpet for his upper lip. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, dude! That whole time I was sinking into my couch and just like covering my eyes. I'm like, dude, come the fuck on.
Yeah. And I love how like after they blow out the candles and they turn on the lights and Taka just sits there and everyone just kind of like looks around.
At Ami.
Everyone's just like looking around, looking
and
at
they
Ami,
start
looking
laughing.
at him, looking at the
Subasa's
ground.
like, should I just say it? Should I just point it out?
Should I just say it? Does everyone know?
Because no one knew.
Yeah, everyone. And then it turned into what it was. There was like a chorus of "Hey, hey, hey."
I'd like to think that if I was there, I'd be one of the first people to notice something like that. You would think.
Oh yeah, probably.
But no one did. Maybe they were too drunk. I don't know.
Dude, he's a good-looking guy.
Oh yeah,
he's a good-looking guy.
I thought he looked. I thought he looked even better with it shaved.
Same.
I'm on that side of the vote there.
But Ami just fucking giggled. That's all she did.
Oh. She's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. That's like kind of the reaction that she had.
The most insulting shit ever, dude. He has been building up to this moment. In his mind, that was the moment she was going to fall in love with him. That's what's so fucking sad about it.
Yeah, instead she just giggles at him for it, which is like,
oh, so disgusting. But in his mind,
okay. This kind of reminds me. Can I give you like quick story time?
Uh-oh.
Hurry up.
Did you shave your mustache for a girl?
Yeah, no. Did you shave something else that we need to know about?
Okay, so let's turn the dial back to 16-year-old little Colin.
Uh-oh.
All right. So there was a party that I went to, and I'm not going to say this person's name, but there was a party that I went to when I was like 16. And like, you know, all my friends and all their mutual friends and all this stuff were going to be there. And this girl and I that was showing up to this party, her and I had been talking for a little bit. It was like nothing serious, but then like, you know, we're kind of flirty, but nothing crazy. And then she asked me if I wanted to, it was a costume party because it was like Halloween time. She asked me if I wanted to do like double up on costumes and like go as like, you know, it's the same theme or whatever. You know, I was like, oh yeah, totally. I'm down. And it was like, we did like some lame, like punk rock band theme or something. It was kind of dumb. And then so I showed to this party, right? And I'm like talking to this girl and it was like kind of going cool for like the first, you know, 15, 20 minutes of the party. And then next thing you know, like she just like avoids me the rest of the night.
Cool.
Yeah. Just avoids me the rest of the night. And like I saw her like a couple more times the rest of the night and tried talking to her, but then she just like fucking gave me the hand and was like, oh, okay.
Savage.
Like that's basically what she did.
Ooh.
And yeah, so I was like, that's kind of like similar to the Taka situation.
Oh, so it's
like
open up old wounds for you.
Yeah, what's that? Oh yeah, all because I didn't shave my prepubescent mustache.
If you just shaved your peach fuzz,
yeah,
she would have been all over you.
Probably.
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, poor Taka, man. Oh well.
Rip. And episode 14 ends with Shohei asking Tsubasa like, "Hey, so I'm gonna take Ami out on a date, basically. Like, can you what do you think she'd like?" Yeah, so it kind of shows that he's like a little more serious, right? Like he's really trying, despite the whole like Taka and Ami situation.
Yeah,
I'm just curious, like, how did you guys feel about this love triangle? Were you like rooting for either of the guys, or were you just kind of like, fuck, I don't care?
No, because because it reached a point where I was just like, fuck Ami. Like, she's such a dull character. Like, I don't even think she's really that attractive.
What I was rooting for was her personality makes her incredibly ugly to me, and what I was rooting for was for the power dynamic to shift some way to where she didn't hold all the cards, really, because she has way too much power and influence in that house, man.
Yeah, it's true. And it was one of those things where like the entire time like people were going for Ami, I was like, I just do not see what these guys are seeing in her.
Yeah.
Like I don't see it at all.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that's appealing about hanging out with this girl. I really don't.
What was the guilty samurai's love interest at the end there? What was her name?
Chikako.
What, Chikako?
Chikako.
Yeah, like she had some endearing qualities, you know what I mean? She was a good person, kind-hearted, like seemed really loyal and all that. Like I was kind of rooting for that relationship, you know? Like that's someone I could get behind, but Ami's like the polar opposite.
By the end of Aloha State, that was pretty much the only thing to look forward to be honest.
But this thing with Ami is like, man, just get out of the show already, please.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you need to go. I'm done with I'm over it. Like
Same.
Yeah, I'm just kind of over this whole thing.
So then episode 15 opens with Shohei and Ami actually going on that date. They go to like a little diner or like a little, cafe or something. It was like a Canadian themed.
What was Tsubasa's recommendation again? I can't remember.
She said like Shohei had this like, I want to take her to this planetarium and it's gonna be like so cool.
She hates looking at cool shit. If it's cool to look at, Ami hates it. Fuck
yeah. But he was like, but it might snow and I don't want to like drive out too far. And Tsubasa just told him like, like just take her to a cafe or something. She appreciates like more of the little things.
Right. Okay. And just make
sure when she said that, I'm like, I don't think she appreciates much of anything.
No, just make sure you like tear her down and make fun of her and just act like a total dick to her. Like
be an ass.
Like Yuudai tried, right? That worked out well.
Yeah, because that went so well.
So they go on that date. I don't know about you, but I felt like that date was just like awkward and like
totally.
It was almost there with the Yuudai and the bagels thing. Like
it was
the only difference is it was better, but because it's just because Shohei was a different guy and he tried a lot harder.
Yeah, he was a little bit older.
He knew a lot better.
Yeah,
like he was obviously trying. He was putting a lot of effort into this whole thing. But like Ami was having none of it.
Obviously, the band dynamic had no effect on her whatsoever.
Yeah.
She's like, bro, you're like the 5th lead singer that's called me today. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. And the part where afterwards where he's like, yeah, I had like 20 questions that I even wrote down for this date, for the entirety of this date. Yeah, I blew through them on the way there, like in the car there.
That like really says something about Ami's ability to carry a conversation.
Oh, yeah. She's just so fucking
I wrote them on a grain of rice. Yeah, it's just like she gives one-word answers and shit. She's like, fuck this.
God, like, could you be any less interesting? I swear.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, while they're on that date, fucking Shion's in the backyard making an igloo on the stairs.
I was like very, very doubtful that he was going to be able to make an igloo based on the amount of snow that I saw on the deck.
And he fucking did it, though.
He's like, yeah, I've been here for like 5-6 straight hours.
Yeah, 8 hours straight. I didn't take a break. I packed this well. I built it sturdy. I went and got water. He put layers of snow, then snow and water to keep it like structurally sound. It's pretty impressive.
Dude, that guy has a lot. I mean, that just proves our point that dude has way too much time in his hands.
He seriously does spend 8 hours outside making an igloo. And it's like he had seats in it too with the stairs. It was a pretty smart way of doing it.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. Like,
I thought it was cool, but it's like, to spend 8 hours on it. Like, again, I was really shocked at how far along that igloo came. It's one of the best looking igloos I've ever seen in anyone's backyard. And he even had like candle holders around the door jam and shit. Like, damn. Yeah. You could fit 4 people in there.
I mean, barely.
Barely. They could barely comfortably fit 3.
That was one of the parts that like was one of the last straws for Taka. Remember, he's like, hey, can I get in there?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, no.
Yo.
I was like, whoa, shit.
That was like the first thing she said to him.
No, don't come in here.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh.
It's the first thing she said to him. And it's like,
yeah, all day long, right? Yeah.
So, yeah, it was at that point. I mean, we're on that, I guess. At the end of this episode was when they went to go see Tsubasa at another hockey match, which is one that they lost. But while they were out there on the court,
on the ice rink, dude. Basketball court, ice rink.
Court on the field,
the ice
on that
court.
Green AstroTurf.
on the lane.
On the pitch.
On the bowling
lane.
They're on the pitch.
On the octagon.
Okay. On the cricket field.
The octagon.
In the squared circle. Taka and Ami are sitting there, and Taka basically is just like, hey, so did you mean anything when you said you wish I was 5 years younger? And she was like, lol, no.
Yeah, she's like, no, I didn't mean anything. It's just something I thought that moment you asked me that day.
Yeah.
And I never gave it a second thought. You old fuck.
Yeah.
Is basically what she said.
So get the fuck off my back, you piece of shit.
And it was at that point where Taka was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Slow.
It took him like 4 or 5 hints.
Yeah.
Slow clap for Taka at that point. He got his groove back and his balls back.
I was so happy though when that was finally over, because Taka, old Taka instantly came back. And then what was really funny to me too was that like how Shohei and Taka were like subtly talking shit about her.
Yeah.
They're like, because Shohei's like, yeah, I burnt through all those questions on like in the car ride there to that date.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, she just isn't that easy to talk to, is she? Like they're kind of like,
and it just
finally
made them like her more in a way. I don't know.
They're like, yeah, she does. She'd hardly ever laugh, but when she does laugh, it's like one of those things where like you want to make that happen. Because remember they were in the bathtub talking about that.
Yeah, they were having a little like man time in the hot springs.
Lots of man butt.
Yeah,
I was not.
That was
there's a lot of dude butt going on.
But one thing I did also want to remind us about is fucking. You remember when Taka got injured, right? Like he was snowboarding and got injured.
Oh,
so he was like,
we got to
he
talk
was like
about
basically bedridden for the rest of the day.
He hurt his butt. He bruised his butt bone.
Yeah, and she and Tsubasa are like, "Hey, Ami, you should like, go cheer him up, winky face, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right?" And she just goes there, and the first thing she says is, "I was told to come here."
What a bitch, dude! He's like, and he, his heart fluttered a moment, like, oh, she cares.
Yeah.
That's what's so tragic about the whole thing. And then she's like, I was told to be here, and he's like, that's why you came. And she's like, yeah, they told me to. And he's like, so you wouldn't have come by yourself? She's like, no. And he's like, so many words like, so you want to leave right now? Yes. Something like, it was just dumb.
And she like, it wasn't even nice, like, can I get you some water?
Yeah, like, do you feel okay? Like, are you all right? And nothing like that. Like, are you concerned for my health or safety? No, I was told to be here.
Yeah, God, she was the fucking worst.
It's almost like an unbelievable. It's almost like unbelievable in that people would actually communicate like that. You know what I mean? For someone to have just such a lack of empathy for another human being when they're injured, it's just crazy. So then he's like, all right, well, you can leave, I guess, or something. I can't remember how it ended, but she basically just she's like, all right, bye, I'm out of here. And then he basically falls out of love with her at that point. And then he scolds Shion, right? Like, you told her to come up here, and he's like, yeah. And he goes, don't do that again.
Like, I'd rather you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Don't do that again. Dude, honestly, I feel like Ami's like the type of person where like she could get up in the morning and the entire house could be on fire, and then she'd just say fuck it and go back to bed, just like not even give it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she would like take one of the cars and just leave.
Or that too.
And just let everybody die.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, good thing she got a license.
Yes.
I know I'm kind of skipping ahead, but like when we get to the point where like, she finally decides to leave, and then she tells like Tsubasa, like, you're the person that I cared about, and like, I hope we can stay best friends and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, she's showing emotion.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird for me too.
So one thing that confused me, right, is like, were they best friends? I feel like that wasn't really explored.
They never hung out once. I don't know. They never showed it.
Yeah, it didn't come through the way they edited the show until the very end.
Yeah, because like that was 16 episodes in, and then just all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna miss you, best friend. Like,
yeah,
really? Are you sure?
I mean, you mean the person who sat next to you sometimes during dinner? Like, that was it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm totally lost in that aspect of the show.
Okay, I thought I missed something too, so it's good to hear you guys were confused.
I also love how episode 16 kind of opened with Shohei, Taka, and Seina like going out and getting drunk, and Shohei and Taka are just kind of like slightly shit talking Ami, like, man, she's real fucking hard.
Yeah, but then,
and then Seina's just like, blah blah blah.
She got
like, what the fuck you mean?
Yeah,
like,
she got defensive. I was actually scared. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I see where she's coming from.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what she said, but I actually understood where she was coming from.
I don't remember what she said, but I get it. No,
I think it was like something along the lines of like, well, hey, that was just you like completely misreading her signs. Like, you were completely like off the mark. That's on you.
That was
basically what she was saying.
Yeah, that was basically her point. Is that like she's a young girl, like she might not always mean what she's saying. Like, you might easily take what she says out of context, or like think something else of it when she didn't mean it that way.
Right.
It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it.
Yep.
Yeah, but then like, they kind of made up, and all three of them had a good time the rest of the night, it seemed like. So
yeah, they just were drunk as fuck.
Oh yeah, they got shrunk.
Yeah,
and it was really weird to me, like how empty the streets were.
It was
like,
surreal.
Karuizawa was just dead.
They're getting drunk in the midst of a zombie apocalypse or something like that. It's like, where is this? Like, why is this one business open? And like, literally, I think I saw a tumbleweed or some shit.
Yeah, and then let me think. Even after all of that, like drunkenness, like, and the hot springs with the dude butt, like, Shohei was still like, yo, I want Ami. Like,
he's like, yeah, I want her. I'm gonna ask her out. Like, I'm gonna make it plain. He was so sprung on her at that point. He was like, I'm all in. I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. And then she beats him to the punch. She's like, I'm leaving.
Dude, his face when she made that announcement. He was
so shook.
It should go in that subreddit, watch people die inside. Seriously.
Yeah. He was just like, Nani?
He went outside and cried to Shion. He was crying.
Yeah, he was in tears.
It's like, and the commentators were making fun of him, like, dude, it's not like she's dying. Like, she's just going to Tokyo. And,
yeah, she's going to Tokyo. She's going to be like 2 hours away.
And you know what? I wish, though, that she said to everyone what she said to Tsubasa behind closed doors. Like, I'm not going to find love here. That's why she's leaving. Not because she's trying to pursue modeling anymore or economics or anything like that. It's because she's not going to find love there. So that's why she wants to leave. And she's sick. She's extracted as much attention as she can get from them without it going any further, and so she's done.
Yeah, and the part where Shohei's just like he's outside crying, and it was reminding me of fucking the Guilty Samurai. I already forget his name.
Yeah,
Taishi.
From Aloha State. Yeah, Taichi. Just the way he was being completely overly dramatic. It was like when Taishi was like hugging what's her face when she was leaving. Like way too long, and he was like bawling.
I don't remember who, but
yeah, I think it was artist girl. I don't.
Oh, Lauren.
Lauren Tsai.
Yes, I think it was her. But anyway, yeah, like the part he's like, what did he say? He's like, yeah, I was supposed to take her to Disneyland or something like that.
I should have taken. Yeah. He was like, I should have taken her to Disneyland. He's like, we shouldn't go stargazing. Oh my god! Holy!
I was like,
crap.
please.
But let's be honest, that wouldn't have worked either. That sounds like fun, and Ami doesn't like
nothing.
that.
No, it's the happiest place on earth. You kidding me? She's gonna do that. But I seem to remember the end of episode 16, kind of ending on a positive though, with like high hopes for Tsubasa and Shion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, because he was like, yeah, I'm gonna like go. I'm all in now. Like I'm gung ho. I'm gonna like tell her my feelings, because that was when, him and like there was like the last scene of the episode, and it was Shion and Ami hanging out, and they were like riding the sled down off the igloo,
which was cute. That was a cute moment.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice scene. And then they're kind of chilling in the igloo, and Ami's like, listen, dude, you need to get that shit going. You need to like say how you feel. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like it's happening.
Also, that reminds me, can we talk about how Ami told Shion, like, you were the one, you were the person that was the most willing to play with me in Terrace's house. And I was like, I didn't get that shit either.
Like, wait, she said that to Shion?
Yeah,
maybe because when they were sliding down the igloo, maybe.
Sledding.
Yeah,
she was like, you were the one person that I feel like I could have the most fun with in Terrace's house. And I'm like, fucking, are you sure?
It really is systemic, dude. With her, it really is a knee-jerk reaction. She can't even help it. I don't even think she realizes it. But when Shion was sliding down there, what was the first thing that Ami fucking said was, "Your face looked dumb." Or the look on your face looks stupid. Like, that's all she knows how to do is like tear people down. Like, she doesn't, that's how she communicates, man. It's really bizarre. I've run into people like that before in the past. I usually don't get along with those kind of people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say there was a lot of stuff that was left out editing wise, or something that we just maybe didn't see.
Perhaps.
Maybe. But yeah, but I don't know.
But also,
they didn't convey that any of the relationships they were going on. She was going on
to
about.
that point, though, they only show what you give them at the same time too. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
she
true.
has to give them that stuff for them to have it to show. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's true.
So I have high hopes going forward. Let's do this real quick. Is there anyone on the show that you guys want to see leave soon that hasn't already announced their departure? Which is just Ami at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just Ami. I actually, Seina's keeping it pretty interesting. So, because like at first, I thought she was gonna start a lot of shit and a lot of drama where there wasn't any.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my knee jerk reaction to her coming on the show.
Yeah.
But she's actually been fairly entertaining, and I like how she's trying to propel stuff forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that about her, and actually kind of like I want her to stay on. To see what happens,
or maybe not who your wish is, because really all we're hoping for it would be between Shion and, or not Shion, it'd be behind Shohei and Taka, right? So let me ask you this: who do you predict will be the next one to leave? Not necessarily who do you want to leave. Is it Tsubasa and Shion? They ride off into the sunset together.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I actually want Shion and Tsubasa to leave soon, honestly, because I think they're going to end up together. And I don't know if you guys remember Boys and Girls in the City, but like when Uchi and I don't even remember the girl's name.
Dude, is it Midoriya?
Yeah, they brought up this season 2, the meat incident.
Yeah, no, Minori, Uchi and Minori. Yeah. When they got together, they still stayed on the show for like 7, 8, 9 episodes.
They had their own bedroom. It was really boring. Yeah, I agree
and it was just kind of like, guys, can you just fucking leave?
But don't you think there's no way though? To be fair, that Tsubasa and Shion would be like that couple.
I mean, true, but also like, if they get together, we're just going to be seeing more of the same. Like they're going on these nice dates.
No, I hear you on that. My fear is that I'm with you, Colin. I think I want Seina. It's getting late. Sorry. I want Seina to stay, but I actually am scared she might leave because the 3 guys there, it's not going to happen for her with those 3 guys there.
And
it's a long time till they might get a new guy. Because all the guys are going to wait around.
I don't know. I mean, Seina could swoop in and her and Taka could be a thing because there were a couple of moments where they were hitting it off.
I think it's unlikely. We'll see. I'm not.
I'm not saying it's likely, but
like Shohei's on the market now too. He can't go for Ami.
She has made been overt about that he's sexy when he's on stage. She has said that stuff multiple times. So we'll see. But I'm worried she's going to leave soon. And I'm with you though. I don't want her to go, but I think she might be the next one to go.
I don't know. I wouldn't bet on Seina, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Shion Tsubasa thing, if they get together, they might leave.
Oh my gosh.
Because it would make too much. I mean, Tsubasa already lives in Karuizawa. I mean, she's from Karuizawa, right? And also Shion just does not seem to have a whole lot going on. So I feel like
well, he's got no. Bro, he's got the Sony headphone deal. What do you mean?
That's true.
Oh yeah, he's got his modeling shit going on.
Wait a second, how can we forget about this, guys? Isn't Tsubasa leaving?
Oh yeah,
she got signed to Red Bull. She has to go to Canada. We totally gleaned over that.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Is she not leaving? Is that what that means?
I don't know if she's leaving. I think she's just going.
I thought she was leaving.
It wasn't made clear if she was going to be leaving the show for good or just like, oh, that's going to be like a weekend or 2.
But even if it is a thing, like Canada's far damn side away from Japan. If you're like trying to date somebody, it still is like a call to urgency on his part.
Where did they say it was? Like what, Vancouver or something?
Yeah, I think so. So I think that's kind of up in the air at this point. I don't know. I don't remember her saying how long that was or if it was a permanent thing or what.
Yeah, I don't think they went into detail about that.
But as fast as she is on skates, dude, she would be awesome at hockey cross or skate cross, whatever they call it. That looks super dangerous, but man, she would be good at it. She's got like some wheels on ice.
So what? I don't even know what that is. Is it like roller derby on ice skates?
Oh no, it's like motocross but on ice skates. It's like a track it's like a track with like giant jumps and like vertical turns and shit. And
they showed a little video of it.
Yeah, you didn't see it on the show?
In the episode.
Maybe I did. I just don't recall.
It's pretty hype looking to me. I don't know. You should check it out.
I'll have to check it out. But yeah, in terms of getting back to our cast, I'm trying to think of it. Like, I mean, Taka just kind of leveling out and becoming, regular old Taka again. I mean, we haven't even been introduced to the new person that's replacing Ami yet.
I'm excited.
They haven't showed a preview either, if I remember right.
Nope.
Right. No, they haven't. Okay. Gosh, am I forgetting? Like, who are we forgetting? I mean, Shohei, I don't see. I mean, he's going to continue making music. I don't know.
All the single guys are going to wait around for the new girl easily, and it'll be interesting to see what direction the producers take with whoever they choose with that role. But it could be someone who is hopefully not another Ami. That's pretty safe to say, right? They wouldn't go that way again.
Yeah, I don't think, and I feel like it's going to be whoever they bring in is going to be kind of hopefully more on the likable side. I think they're going to look for someone that's not going to cause as many waves as say Seina would. But they're not going to bring in someone that's as deadpan as Seina. I could see them bringing in like a Chikako.
Yeah, that's cool. Kind of what I was thinking. Someone that all the guys would be swooning over.
Yeah, someone down to earthy about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right, I could definitely see that happening. Maybe someone a little bit on the it'd be interesting if they brought in someone a little bit older someone that's like around Seina's age. I feel like somebody that might even cause friction with Seina because you haven't really seen that yet.
There was one Terrace house where they brought in that ballerina, remember? And she was on the show for like 2 whole episodes and then left. And like she had a lot of potential. She had potential, I thought. Her. But she was there and gone. It was crazy.
See, I'm trying not to say much because, like, while prepping notes for this show that we're doing, I actually saw the name, age, and occupation of the next person.
Oh, say
and,
no.
And I don't want to ruin
things.
it. I don't want to ruin it for you guys.
Do not. You ruined your own life. Don't ruin ours.
I did, exactly. Yeah. So okay. I'm not gonna.
On that note,
I'm not gonna fake predictions or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up, though.
I mean, I think that wraps us up for this part 2 of opening new doors. Expect probably part 3 within the next 2 months, I would hope.
Yes, opening new doors.
Opening the newest doors. Unless, of course, you're watching it via Netflix Japan, where you're watching it every week, which good for you.
Terrace house Amy shutting the door in your face and wishing you were 5 years younger.
Ami,
sorry.
Ami.
Man. I wish I was keeping a tally of how many times Jack butchered the names.
Let's see. So there was Sienna, Amy, Shohei.
Well, there was Sienna times like 8.
Robert, do you seek Amy?
I don't. What?
Do you all the boys and all the girls are begging to if you seek Amy. Never mind. All right. Sorry. Britney Spears copyright. All right.
Okay.
We're done.
We're done here.
We're done. All right. So that about does it for us for this episode of the Tiny Disc Podcast. I hope you enjoyed what we did here. If this is your first episode that you're listening to us, we normally are a video game podcast. We just also really like Terrace House. So if you listen to almost any other episode, expect video game top, except for our part 1 spoiler cast, which was like episode 40 or something like that, guys. I don't know.
Something like that.
Thereabouts.
And it's labeled. Yeah, we have a part 1 spoiler cast too. You might want to check that out if you haven't seen that already. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, anything you want us to read live on this pre-recorded show, you can email them all to us at tinydiscpodcast@gmail.com. And if you don't mind, don't forget to click accept on your podcast app. Just we updated our privacy policy, so just kind of make sure you hit accept on that.
Yeah, you got to remain compliant, guys. Come on.
We got to remain GDP, whatever, fuck, compliant.
Yeah, otherwise we'll sell all your data.
Yeah, which you don't want us to do that. We know everything about you. We know where you jerk off at night.
Way to be as creepy as possible, guys. Appreciate it.
Wow. Okay. Frank from Wisconsin. Yeah, we know you're a lefty. It's fine.
Yeah, we know you listen, Tommy. Yeah, we hear. We hear you. That's
weird that you're doing that while you're listening to this show, but we're not going to tell you how to live your life.
Like, I get it. I jerk off to this show too, but like, come on.
Wow, guys, we're earning that explicit tag.
Oh,
man, you got to cup the balls. There you go.
What does this have to do with Terrace House? Literally, like one of the most sexless shows ever.
Okay, so if you want to follow all of our social media channels, you can find them on tinydisc.com, which is where all of our previous episodes are located. If you enjoyed this show, you could leave us an iTunes review. It'd help us out a lot. If not, tell a friend. Yeah, Jimmy, I know you're sitting next to your friend Sarah right now on the bus. You just turn over and tell her, like, hey, listen to the Tiny Disc Podcast. We know
was that any reference?
They know you're listening, and they know you'll want to listen and tell your friends.
Holy crap.
Anyway, keep an eye out in the next couple weeks because we have E3 coming out, so that's going to be a huge week for us here on the Tiny Disc Podcast. We're going to be recapping all of the big press conferences, but until then, next week we do have a normal format episode, which we actually haven't done for a while.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird doing a normal one. But yeah, where can we find you guys online on the internet?
You can find me, Colin and Mono on Twitter, aka @boo__55.
At Mr_Cepeda on Instagram. Hi, everybody.
On that gram. You can find me at Pinoptimist, PINOPTIMIST. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast, the Tiny Disc Podcast. And we'll see you next Thursday, John.
And from Albuquerque.